So this walk is about fitness, but not in a way that it's usually talked about. I'm in my mid-60s now and I still train hard. I still care about strength. I still care about how I look and feel. But what I've learned over the last few years is that fitness at this age isn't about chasing numbers or pretending that I'm still 30. It's about staying honest, staying disciplined with myself about what actually matters now. So I guess I started training again, realistically, only about 6 months ago. I mean, the history is that I left the army 26 years ago, relatively fit, I guess. I was running a lot when I left the army, probably more so than when I was in the army. I trained every day. I was swimming regularly, and I was loving it. I was running half marathons. I think I did 13 in a year, something like that, some ridiculous amount. And then, for no apparent reason, I stopped. The fun went out of it, maybe. I don't know, but I just stopped. And when, just before COVID hit, I was back running again. A few months before COVID hit, I was doing park runs regularly. At 60 years old, my best park run time was 22 minutes for a 5k, which I was pretty chuffed with, to be fair, at 60. And then COVID obviously hit, park run stopped, I wasn't doing anything. And that was the end of it. I was fairly lucky where I worked. We had our own little gym that we'd built ourselves. I could go there at lunch times. I used to run on the treadmill, do a few weights, but I was running regularly. But I wasn't really enjoying it. I was just doing it because I thought this is necessary. And then I joined a gym, a local gym, and its opening times suited my profile, if you like, because I was walking the dogs in the morning, didn't have time to go to the gym, work all day, walk the dogs in the evening. Wife worked after that, had a little evening job, or has a little evening job, and so then I had the opportunity to go to the gym while she was at work, so it suited me. And that's how I got back in, realistically, to training. And I wanted to do it because I knew I wasn't getting younger. This wasn't about necessarily vanity. This was wanting to stay mobile. This was wanting to be able to, and I guess there is a bit of vanity in here, or maybe a lot. I wanted to be able to, in the summer, go on holiday and take my shirt off, and I wasn't embarrassed, because at that point I was overweight, and I still am, according to all the scales. I had a a belly on me. I had man boobs. And I'm still working on that bit, although the belly fat is coming down nicely. So yes, there is a bit of vanity in there, despite what I said. Now, the mistake that most people make as they age is that they try to train like they used to. They ego lift, which is disguised as discipline. And they ignore recovery until it bites back. No, I'm not a fitness instructor, I don't claim to be, and I'm not trying to give anybody any advice. But what I have learned is that when I go in the gym, I see a lot of younger people in there lifting heavy weights, what I would consider heavy weights. I mean, my son, who's 30-ish, he'll bench press 100 kilos. I'm nowhere near that. Absolutely nowhere near. And if I tried it, it'd probably finish up in a fairly serious injury for me. So stay within your capabilities. Don't look about. Just do what's good for you. And I think that's really important. What does it mean to me, though, is that I use the training as structure. It's not a punishment. I have to call my dogs every now and again. So yeah, it's a structure. It's not a punishment. I enjoy going to the gym. I physically enjoy it right now, for sure. I show up when sessions are average. Some days I'll go there. I've had a difficult day at work, and I go in there and I'm like, I'm really not up for this. But I come out feeling better. I come out feeling that I have achieved something, and for me that's important. And when I go in there, I track what I do. And again, I think that's important. That's not because I'm chasing numbers, but they give me informed decisions, and it helps me stay honest. It allows me to learn when I need to back off. And there's no shame in that. So if I'm doing a lift, a bench press, whatever it might be, and I feel a niggle in my chest, arm, shoulder, wherever, then I have to stop or reduce the weight. Now that's not failure. That's sensible. That's training within your ability. The other thing I've learned is that recovery, I should say, isn't an option. At 65, sleep, joints, energy levels, they are all really important, equally important. And listening to your body earlier instead of repairing later should always be the preferred option for me. And missing a session now is smarter than missing 6 weeks. And you see it all the time if you watch football. a player will be out there, he'll get the most small niggle whilst he's playing. You look at it and think, why is he going off? It's nothing. But they're professionals, and they know that to continue playing for 90 minutes would mean ultimately they might score a goal, but they'd probably be unavailable for the next 6 weeks, where if they come off now and start repairing it, don't make it any worse, they could be playing again next week. And this is the same for me again, when I train, stop, reduce the weight, don't train at all, go home, miss a day, it doesn't matter. Missing one day doesn't change the price of fish. Of course, there's the mental side that nobody really talks about. A lot of people go to the gym as groups. I don't personally, though being in that group, in that environment, is obviously helpful. When I train, I go to the gym, I put my earbuds in, I listen to music, and I'm in my own space. I'm in and out in 45 minutes unless I have to wait for a machine. And that's what keeps it sustainable for me. If I had to train for a couple of hours, it probably wouldn't be sustainable. So I go in, I don't need to socialise, I'm there to train, I get it done, I get out. So what does success for me look like now? Well, at 65, I'm still training. I still walk every morning. Weekdays, I do about 4.5 kilometres in the morning with my dogs at about 6 o'clock, 6:30, and then I go to work. On a weekend in the morning, as it is now, I walk about 6.5 kilometres with the dogs. And then I get another short walk in the afternoon. I'm still capable. So I can climb over fences. I always remember I was out with my dad, who sadly passed away now. But I was out with my dad one day, and we were walking through a field or along a track, and I was training my dogs, and I wanted to go into a field to do some training. And it was a 5-bar gate, and I hopped over this gate. And I remember my dad saying to me, "You'll have to help me get over it. I can't get my leg that high," even though he'd stepped up onto the bars of the gate. And I thought to myself, I don't want that to be me when I'm his age. And I'm probably about his age now as he was at that point. And that's quite probably the point of this video. I'm quite happy to age. You can't help that. It's one of those things. You can't reverse it. You can't slow it down, but you can remain capable. You can get up and walk about and go for walks in the countryside or down the town, whatever suits you. And you can remain active. So in all of that, as I said, I'm still capable. I can still climb a 5-bar gate, maybe a little bit slower than I used to, but I can still climb a 5-bar gate. I can still get my leg over the top. And what's more important than all of that is that I still show up. Day in, day out, week in, week out. And I guess part of that, and this could be the subject of another video, is having dogs gives you that structure, because you have to walk them, you have to take them out, and that gives you a reason